Hello everybody, welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. Let's have a look at the championship standings though. Here in GP4, Ghost Cam is in P1 after a sterling performance of 3 podiums in a row, ahead of DCG, who had a really unfortunate DNF in Canada. In P3 is Racing Pod, who needs to have a good result tonight to get back up the table, and Pro Oliver, who's having a great run right now in P4. Xander is in P5, and James Keller is in P6, Broomy is in P7, Energy Down is in P8, JT Savo is in P9, and Badger, last week's race winner, is in P10. Alco is in P11, Blues is in P12, though I don't believe he's here tonight. Oh no, sorry, he is here tonight, the American. Spiffy Casual is in P13, and Bittle is in P14, High Grade B is in P15, Origins is in P16, Wesel is in P17. James Hook is in P18, 8030, and DB are in P19 and P20. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship because Xander is in P1 ahead. Sorry, Xander? Who's Xander? Xander's a driver, not a constructor. Alfa Romeo is in P1 ahead of Red Bull in P2. Racing Point is in P3 and Ferrari is in P4. Renault is in P5. Mercedes is in P6. Rich Energy Haas, not now Rich Energy, just Haas, is in P7. McLaren is in P8. Toro Rosso is in P9. And Williams still struggling to get off the mark. Struggling to get off 1 point in P10. So, I'm joined as always by one of the many Swedes in SFR, though he is definitely the Swediest. Hello, Fester. How are you doing, mate?
Hello, Jack. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all right. We just need to remind Energy Dan that he's not in the car. Let me text him.
Oh, he's still not in the car.
So, yes, we're here. France is a circuit. It's a circuit. It's Paul Ricard. I like France. It's a very Marmite track, isn't it, Felix? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I hate turn 1.
Turn 1 is a nasty turn 1, yeah.
You can't see the apex.
No, you can't. But I quite enjoy it. I love this track though. It's one of my favourite tracks currently in Formula 1. That and Silverstone. I really enjoy driving it. So much.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It has a quite nice flow to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's an enjoyable circuit to drive. It's an enjoyable circuit to watch. People can say, oh, sorry, my phone's on loud. Excuse me. People can sit here and say that, hello, there's Lord. Hello, Billy. People can say that, oh, it's hard to watch because of the painted lines on it. I understand that, but I do think that this is still one of the better tracks in Formula 1 at this moment. At least one of the better returning tracks.
Yeah, I tend to agree, actually. I was very skeptical of it when it returned back. Was it 2018? Was the first one?
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
I want to say. I was pretty skeptical, but then, yeah, it's a nice track. We had some decent races.
Yeah, one noticeable thing that has changed since the last time we were here in France is the pit lane. As you can see in that nice picture, we have a new pit lane, so all the drivers have to remember that they can't just turn in on the pit straight or they'll meet a very nice big wall. Yeah, please don't do that, because I don't think I can afford patching out the new cars. But wouldn't it be great if you could drive actually into the pit lane? Because there's quite a chicane in the pit lane. I don't know if you've seen it, Felix.
Well, I haven't actually practiced yet. For my race tomorrow, so I guess I'll find out.
Well, you can have a look at it in qualifying, which is great. Last time I was streaming, I was actually over in Japan on GT Sport, actually streaming on GT Sport with LMP1 cars, which was actually quite fun. And I love the GT Sport commentary system. They have replay cameras. The Spiffy has joined us a little bit late. They have replay cameras on that game, which is really cool. And I tell you what, F1 needs to take notice and realise what the spectator mode in F1 games has to be like, because it's really, I don't know if you've seen the spectator mode and broadcast mode in GT Sport, Felix.
Just a quick, I think it was Jimmy Broadbent streaming something I was looking at.
Were you not listening to what I said?
Yeah, about GT Sport, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I really like doing the replay cameras, and plus it works with my keyboard, so you're gonna hear the clickety clack of my mechanical keyboard in the background. But yes,
But saying it has to be said though that F1 has really stepped up their game in the spectator thing.
It has, but again, it's still pretty layout as we see Blues comes out on track. Oh, excuse me. I have not long finished my tea, so I'm quite gassy right now. Oh, nice bit of spaghetti. Oh, what did you have for dinner? Have you had anything to eat yet, or are you not eating yet?
I had some fried potatoes and some sausages.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Can I come to your house?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you can come at any time.
I'll just fly over to Sweden. Oh God, snorted that. How drunk am I? Oh God, I've had 2 coffees today and I can feel the universe. So, first driver on track after I try and completely skate over the fact that I just snorted like an absolute pig on stream. Yeah, I am professional. So Blues is the first driver on track in the Toro Rosso, which I really should be out there driving in. What have you got to do at this track? I mean, I heard rumours from the drivers, I've not done much race prep at all, that it was going to be a 2-stop race, much like Canada.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest strategy. I think if you look further down the week, as the quicker the drivers get, I think we will see more and more 1-stops though. I think it's still possible.
So, as we go on to start the lap now with Blues, he's going to come around the final corner here and power down the straight. DRS is going to open as he actually filters towards the right-hand side of the grid. Be that lag, be that his choice, but this is actually the natural fastest line down the grid. There's the pit lane exit, so you're going to be worried in the race into turn 1 here, and he's very, very wide. So that's not going to be a very quick time as Blues in Toro Rosso comes down towards the turns 3, 4 and 5, I believe they're called. Yeah, there's 3, there's 4. Luckily they're labelled on this track because they know I'm an idiot. And there's 5. Very wide. Blues struggling on apex speed as he comes through turn 6 and onto the Mistral Straight. Not the Mulsanne Straight, that's up Le Mans. This is the Mistral Straight. Where do you stand on the Mistral Straight's length? Are you for the chicane that we're coming up to now, or are you against it?
No, I quite like the chicane.
Whoa, Blues is round! Whoa, the number 6 really struggling as he gets the power on a little bit too sharply in his Toro Rosso and just bailed out of the lap time. Who's that? I believe that's Dan. Oh no, he hasn't bailed out of the lap time. He's still going. So it is Dan. Whoa, he's round this time! Whoa, he's gone so far that he actually, he caused the car to reset.
Oh, well, I missed that. I was looking at Dan, but... That's interesting.
Yeah, he lost the rear end through senior, and it cost him a good event. Sorry, good event, a good move, a good lap. Now here comes Energy Dan to finish off his lap time. The first driver to set lap time on the hard compound tyres. DRS opening. He's actually derating the engine as he crosses the line out at 1:33.9. His teammate DCG, who unfortunately DNF'd the last race on the medium tyres, will be the next to cross the line, apart from Broomy in the Renault. Where can Broomy go? JD Saville has gone even faster at 1:32.4. DRS opening now on the Racing Point crossing the line, and it's an invalidated lap time for DCG, who had an absolute shocker in Canada. If you recall, he had the glitch.
Oh yeah, he was just jumping back out on the straight there when he tried to pit.
Just couldn't pit.
Yeah, those things are really difficult to take.
It's a race killer.
When it's not your fault.
Yeah. It's such a stupid little glitch. Here's Xander in the Alfa Romeo coming through towards the third sector. Already in the third sector. As already Lee and Jordan are fighting over me. So Golden Crimson jumping in here, actually giving us his professional opinion from the Renault compound, saying you'll see a lot of drivers derating as you use a mixture of high and overtake modes with the DRS around the whole track. It is a very power-heavy track, isn't it, with DRS opening? On Xander's car as he crosses the line, he goes P3.
Yeah, it's there will be a lot of ERS and fuel management around this track.
Unlike Monaco,
maybe not so much fuel management in qualifying, but ERS management anyway.
Yeah. Unlike Monaco that we went to a few weeks ago, they could underfuel the cars there at Monaco and go for the whole race distance in lean mix, as DB has lagged out of the session in the Mercedes, currently in P9. Looking at Racing Podge, championship contender is Peter. Also, he announced last week that he was also joining the list of people who are retiring from SFR at the end of the season. Though Lee has now re-announced that he's staying on a little bit longer, but not in the same role that he was doing before. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to have a nice dinner with Frank Williams and try not to embarrass myself. As Blues is, I assume Blues is on a lap time as well. Well, it seems like there's almost contact between Wessel and Blues, as you hear Felix just giggling in the corner.
I just remembered that we haven't actually spoken since you announced that you're leaving.
Oh, yes. Well, things might change. If I'm not happy with something with the setup for Season 6, I may stay on. I'm not sure. This is a more recent decision, as we're looking at Alco, the Portuguese driver, in the Red Bull Toro Rosso. That was the worst way to say it. Xander actually going fast. It's a 132.3 on the medium compound tyres. That's a monstrous lap time on the middle compound tyres.
Very good. Very good. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what kind of pace you need around this track to be good.
Well, you got to go forwards, and then you got to turn. Then you got to turn again, and preferably not do what Blues did and spin off and cause the car to reset.
Yeah. Also, you need to hit the apex in turn 1. I'm not sure if he did that this time around.
Looking at the Toro Rosso of Alco, the Portuguese driver coming through the final couple of corners. These corners feel like they're going to end. They're never going to end, as the Red Bull car in front is going to give a little bit of a tow to the sister team. Running down towards the line now comes the Formula 1 car. He goes P1 on the soft compounded tyres. Well done to him. James Hook, who was penalised last week.
As AG Sturdy had a spin around Signe.
I think it's Senior. I thought it was called Senior.
I don't speak French.
Well, I heard from Martin Brundle that it was called Senior. This is probably one of the few tracks where I actually remember part of corner names.
Yeah.
I only remember Silverstone because I have to know which corner it is, so my dad's terrible at navigating Silverstone. He can get to it honestly. My dad is so bad at navigating Silverstone that he looks at my brother, who has a mental map of Silverstone. He knows every flag point, every well, I don't say every flag point, but he knows every corner at Silverstone, as I do, but I don't know in as much detail as we're looking at Ghost Cam, the American. Whoa, DCG getting well out of the way so he doesn't impact the Alfa Romeo, but my dad just cannot get it right. It's quite entertaining because until my brother was 18, he couldn't marshal on his own like I can because I'm an old man. So he had to be with my dad on the same post as my dad.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, calm down. But he, when he was on that, what's it called? When he was on the post, it was great because he could only go off and do that. And they neglected to tell the marshalling team that my brother is now over 18. So my dad doesn't have to drive the 3 different flag posts until one of us gets the car. Until one of us can drive the car.
Yeah, it's good when you can marshal on your own, I suppose.
Yeah, I like it at that.
I really want to try marshalling at some point.
Yeah, it's a great day. It's a great event as we get to Ghost Camp. Going second place, Alfa Romeo got some brilliant pace here this week.
They do, yeah.
Here's high grade B. We have a Yeet in the chat.
Coming out to the second part of the Mistral Straight.
I'm going to unplug my phone because it doesn't get too hot.
Absolutely flat through Signe.
I still say Senior, but that just might be me getting it wrong. As he comes down into the final sector of that, the 66 car. Fernando Alonso used 66 at Indy 500 last year. Sorry, this year even. So yeah, I wonder if that's why he picked it. Wow, he's wide, he's very wide, he's in the pit lane, he's locked up.
What?
And then McLaren's, he's blocking pit lane, he's got to move. He is moving, he's going back into pit lane. Now we can get a nice view of the new pit lane as he approaches in. I think that's just as legal. So look at how tight this pit lane is. Look at that! Yeah.
I think
if we've been given control.
Probably lucky that you can drive on your own there.
Oh, I'd love to drive on my own through there.
I would guarantee lose my front wing.
I'm old. I don't know what yeet means. I don't do youth talk.
Yeet it.
If one has yeeted, would they in turn also yoked? That is the most I know about youth. I learned all of my youth terms from Jimmy Broadbent, who in turn is like 32 years old.
Yeah.
Oh,
he does
God.
a lot of yeets.
It's normally when he gets punted off.
Yeah.
Wessel, the Belgian driver, coming towards the line now, derating heavily as he comes across the line. It's a long way, and it's P8 for the Haas team. I won't call it Rich Energy anymore, because I'll tell you what, Codemasters are going to get on sharpish to take that Rich Energy off, haven't they?
Yeah. They need to do another livery update, which is a shame for them obviously, but...
Well, not really. All they have to do is just... Have you seen the update? The Haas's new car?
Yeah, they just removed the stag.
How lazy is that? Honestly.
Very lazy.
I was looking forward to possibly having the Haas colours back on a decent looking car, but no! It's back to black and bloody gold. I don't like it. Look, it's a pretty car, yeah, but at the same time, isn't it just, you still look like you're connected to the Rich Energy firm. There you go, as Energy Dan goes 8.
Yeah, I mean...
I get very grumpy. Whoa, James Hook's really struggling on the rear end for the 66 Williams. He's really struggling. I think he's got rear locking issues. So I love the camera angles of this track. It's so they're so sweeping and so nice, you know.
Yeah.
Across the line.
I do wonder. Speaking about livery updates of Codemasters, if they're gonna change so that Albon is in the Red Bull instead of Gasly.
I don't think they will. I think they'll keep Gasly in the Red Bull until the end of the until the next game. The only reason they swapped Kvyat and Max round was because of because it came out before the game was released, so they could just do a mass purge on the thing.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I think that Albon will stay another season in Toro Rosso, which is a shame because I'd love to get his new helmet in the game. I'd love to have a look at that. Broomy crossing the line now. Where can he go? He goes P10. Nice improvement. So right now, Ferrari is in P2, Alfa Romeo is in P3, but Toro Rosso at top in P1. Right now, it's looking to be an all-Italian fair.
Yeah. It's looking good for Italy.
That's the French national anthem in my head. Honestly, I was going to start having a national anthem, but it was the French national anthem, not the Italian one.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
Oh. The Italian national anthem is so long as well. It's like genuinely like a year long.
But it's very catchy.
It is. I mean, it's like for a while, when it was Ferrari winning everything, I swear, I knew the national anthem of Italy off by heart. And then, you know, I stopped watching F1 for like a year, and suddenly it was all gone.
Yeah, but you know the German anthem by heart now, so...
Oh, crikey. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I go beast back round in the McLaren. The 66 car is not enjoying those curves whatsoever. The curves around this track are punishing, aren't they?
Yeah, in some places, but in some places you can abuse the heck out of them.
They're like high curves, especially at the chicane in the middle of the Mistral Straight. They're very high, so the car gets very unsettled on the way in and out.
Yeah, it's really easy to lose the back end if you take too much curb on the entry.
Have you seen, as we're discussing different things in the chat, have you seen the 18-inch tyres?
I thought they looked quite good, to be honest.
I like them, I do. I was very sceptical, because I like the 18-inch tyres in Formula E, but remember the wheels in Formula E are much thinner than F1, so I thought, oh, the fat 18-inch, they won't look very good. As Pro Oliver gets P10. Well done to the British driver. But no, they do look nice, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Ross Braun won't put those spinners on there or something.
The covers, I think they should do...
Yeah, not the spinners, yeah, the covers, sorry.
They should do what they did in 2009, have them like covering the front two, with the rear ones open.
Yeah,
Well, because then you get more like front brake heating. DB going fifth.
I just don't think it looks as good to cover the wheels.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, and the thing is, there's not really there's not that definition. If you look at the back wheels in Formula One, there's quite a deep like caked in. If you get what I mean, caked in. Quite a deep drop between the wheel and the tyre surface and the actual wheel hub. I wonder
if it's quite high.
Yeah, I think that's disappearing with the 18 inches, isn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it? Looked like more of a road car wheel, 18-inch, whatever.
So
kind of with the offset at the edge of the wheel, let's say.
If that is you colours, you are never going to be able to imitate me. Never. Oi, Lee, with the much better than Formula E. I'm going to kill you for that one. There you go, threatening people on stream. What do you think I'm doing? 1 minute left to go off qualifying here. I did like the driver that was testing those tyres, though.
Who was testing?
Sorokin.
Oh, yeah, right, that's true, yeah.
Lots of people like the Tyrrell. I might retire it next season.
Everybody loves the Tyrrell.
Yeah, I might get rid of it, though. Racing Porsche P3 right now. 7 times up last lap. I wonder what the Red Bull Aston Martin car can do.
So 2 Swedes in the top 3.
Well, isn't that swell?
Yeah.
I was thinking, how can I make a Swede joke? No, I can't. It's a classic Lee can't. No, you can't. Is it not colours? Oh, wow. You're all don't create accounts dedicated to me. I don't like that. I'm not that special. I'm just some fat guy who sits in his room shouting about. I'm Jack Nichols, racing Porsche retiring for the session. I'll tell you what. I was talking about Jack Nichols because he actually started out as a marshal to my granddad. My granddad has no idea about half of this stuff. And he went, "Who's Jack Nichols?" I said, "A fat guy from London." He went, "Oh, okay." So I showed him a picture. He went, "Oh, he's a fat guy from London." I went, "Yeah." Love you, Jack Nichols. If you ever actually watch this, please give me a job. I'd love it. I'd love to do what Jack Nichols does. Hello, Sam.
Yeah, I do enjoy his commentary. It's quite good.
So looking at James Killer right now, he was in the championship fight, level with his teammate a while ago in the championship, but now he's going to get back up there after a few non-showings in the series. He's on the back of a difficult race. I don't think he even raced in Canada, but it was nonetheless going to be a difficult race for him. DRS opening on James Killer's car, running towards the line now, going to cross the line. His P4, he's beaten his teammate out on the slower compounded tyres.
Very well done.
But pole position does go to Alco tonight in GP4, ahead of Wessel in P2 and Bittle in P3. This whole grid has the making to make one hell of a race, doesn't it, Felix?
It does, yeah. They usually put on quite a good show for us.
They really do. Once again, drivers are obviously reminded that they cannot chat in the chat whilst the race is going on. They should know this by now, but no, I guess not.
One would think that they would know that, yes.
You'd have thought they would know. I get some of them are rookies, but still. Alright then, so by 1/10 of a second, Alco takes pole from Wessel in P2, Bettel is in P3 and Jim Killer is in P4 ahead of Racing Porsche's teammate in P5. Cam is in P6 on a run for podiums. Can he get it? Can he get back up there tonight? Badger, last week's race winner, is in P7. He has had some good results here in France in the past. DB is in P8, Xander is in P9, and JD Savo rounds out the top 10. Outside the top 10, and with 3 tyre choices, Pro Oliver in P11, DCG in P12, Energy Dan in P13, Broomy is in P14, 30 is in P15. We'll go through the rest of the grid as we head over to the track side. Whoa, as I almost dropped my controller. That wouldn't be good, now would it?
Whoops, don't do that.
Yeah, they're so expensive now. I remember when games used to be £10. What are you, Jack? You're damn old.
Even I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. I remember. I even remember the first video game I bought myself.
And what was that?
Pokemon Pearl for the Nintendo DS.
Wow.
I was that type
Nintendo
of child.
DS. I remember the Game Boy.
So do I. I didn't buy it myself, but I had Lego Star Wars on the Game Boy. Do you remember the graphics of the Game Boy? They were great.
Oh my god.
They were fantastic.
I always think about like Gran Turismo, the first Gran Turismo.
Would you mean the first 3D Gran Turismo or the first Gran Turismo in general?
Yeah, the first one for PS1.
Okay.
I
There you
remember
go. We're
thinking
showing
that,
our age right here.
Yeah.
All right, let's run through the rest of the grid. AG30, MP50. Sorry, we'll run through it all again, shall we? Because I feel like going through it all again. And plus, we can look at tyre changes. So, top 10, obviously, on the sides they qualified on, with Alco in P1 ahead of Wesel in P2. Bittel is in P3. James Killer heading the Red Bull charge in P4. He's on the alternate strategy, so this could get interesting for James's laps. Racing Porsche looking to get past his teammate early in P5. Ghost Cam on the run of his life at the podiums in P6. Badger is in P7 and DB is in P8. Xander is in P9, also on the alternate strategy. JD Savo is in P10, outside top 10. And these guys all have free tyre choice now. Pro Oliver on fresh tyres on the medium compound. Ahead of the Racing Points now, DCG are coming off the back of a terrible race, is in P12 ahead of Energy Dan, who's in P13. Brumi is in P14 and AG30 is in P15 on the fast two-stopping strategy. In P16, sorry, is James Hook, who has the hard compound tyres on. He'll be interesting to watch during this race as AG30 sits in AI mode because he can't be able to do a formation lap. Blues, after struggling qualifying, is in P17. He's been hit by high grade though, unless they're disconnected. I believe we'll see these two disappear off the grid in a moment. And high grade rounds out the grid in P. Yeah, okay, they're disconnected. So we will try to stay away from blues and high grade tonight. Oy vey.
This game sometimes.
Golden Crimson saying, what was he saying? Make the race more boring so I can do my homework without screaming at the without a screaming fat guy on my computer.
Make that two screaming fat guys, actually.
You are not. I've seen a picture. You are not fat, Felix. Calm down.
Oh, come on.
You're not, man. You're Swedish. You're lean. You're like a duck.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've had 2 coffees today and I'm very tired. I had like an hour's nap when I got home. I was like, I'm going to go to sleep for an hour. And I got my mum shouting at me, come and cook dinner. No, cook it yourself. I made dinner last night, so, you know. So we're lining up to the grid as we start talking about this. What's this? Still better than you. I don't sweat this game all day and night. No, I don't play this game all day and night. I have value for my life. Well, not much. Alright, so, Felix, who are you going to be looking at on the start for this 27 laps of France?
I'll be keeping an eye out for the middle of the grid, Sander.
Ooh, interesting. So, P9 under the eyes of one of our many Super Swedes. And now, 2-5, red lights here in Paul Ricard. The lights are on, the lights are out. Now, and it's a good start from Alco in P1, absolutely rocket start. But look at Racing Porsche, already defending against his teammate. He's already in P3, looking towards to make it P2 if he can. Is there any damage further down the field? No, James Killer dropping down, struggling off the line, and Racing Porsche is in P3. JD Savo in P4.
Okay,
High grade B's into a bit of trouble in the background. James Killer dropping miles back, but a dream stop from Alco, side by side. Oh, he's round, it's Racing Porsche.
Oh no.
Racing Porsche is round, he's lost the rear end, no damage on the Red Bull, but there's a little bit more damage later on, so 1 2 yellow flag, it's Bittel in the Ferrari, he's in the barrier!
Disaster for the 2 Swedes right at the start.
Alco has had a dream start as Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. It seems to be high grade. No, is it just good? It's high grade. He's in the barrier too. There's no grip surface. JD Savo and Badger fighting on now into the chicane. Whoa, Xander crouching into Savo there. Very smash heavy. It's like these guys haven't raced for a week. Xander, a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with JD Savo. I think that's completely worth. Virtual safety car deployed here in Paul Ricard.
There are cars everywhere.
There are cars absolutely everywhere. Did someone order the endurance race at Paul Ricard?
Jesus.
Holy moly. The virtual safety car is out here in Paul Ricard. Who is it for is the question. I think well done to Bittle, who's currently with a broken front wing, and he's still ahead of drivers.
Yeah, that's he got a turn around quite quickly.
Energy down, and James Killer swapping positions. Alright, oh, back to green flag racing. Energy down with a time penalty for something. Xander to pit lane, Badger to pit lane. James Killer to the outside line on Energy down. Who's got the faster straight down speed? The Red Bull or the Racing Point? And in the background, you see AG30 and JD Savo going side by side too. Red Bull pulls out. Does Savo get stay ahead of the Mercedes? He's trying his hardest, but the 13 car had to drop behind the 14 car.
Surtees has had a great start here. He started P15.
Thinking about it, this is a dive bomb heavy track, but we like to watch racing, not dive bombs. And Energy Dan dropping back behind James Killer. James Killer now actually making the move. He's forced him wide! Dan could complain that, but I don't think it's too bad. JD Savo's miles off the track. He's so far off the track, he's back in Monaco.
Here goes Surtees.
Here goes Dan! Dan looking to the inside line of James. What will happen? Because severe racing here. Oh, look at JD Savo braking hard into the chicane.
These guys are racing hard in the opening laps here.
So, Cersei looking to make a move in senior. Can he do this? Surely Energy Dan and James Killer cannot make moves side by side into senior. They do it! Look at those two gentlemen driving, and James gets through in senior. And Cersei's through as well.
DCG.
DCG almost making contact with JD, but respectfully decides not to make the move. AG30 on the run, tapping the back of the Racing Point there. Paul Oliver's dropped behind Broomy as well. Look at the fantastic racing. I tell you what, who doesn't like this track? Look at this. We're on lap 2, we've had like 50 overtakes. DCG, whoa, almost making contact with JD Savo once more, who's going to get the run of his lifetime now, as DRS has now been enabled here in France.
Wow, those were intense 2 laps.
I know, I'm hungry now.
I can imagine.
I'll tell you what, Martin Brundle said he could not ever, I think it was Johnny Herbert as well, said they could never imagine going side by side through a senior. In a video game, 2 pairs of drivers did it on 1 lap. Whoa! Yeah. JD Savo getting punted off by DCG. Please, no punterino will be yelled by JD. DCG questionably should hand that back. I don't know, but they're all over the road here in France.
Together with the DRS.
DRS on the McLaren.
Can he outbrake him?
No, he's trying. He's done it.
Him.
Well done, and with a damaged front wing as well.
But DCG is trying to come back at him.
Again through senior.
Side by side through senior Ian again.
What was it? Senior Ian?
They will.
Oh, what a move by DCG! The Racing Point doing the drive of his lifetime.
Twice in 2 laps they managed to go side by side through senior.
James Hook's in trouble. James Hook's had a half spin of some kind, and DB's dropped down. I'm going to actually have words with whoever that Lord JB person is. I actually am. As Blues is in trouble, I think his tyres are overheating. I genuinely want to know, because it's quite disconcerting to have someone say, someone pretend to be me. James Killer's actually the fastest man on track, and he's in P4. He's on the medium compounded tyres.
So
are we already at the crossover point?
Yeah, we might be. See if he can catch up to the top 3 who are all on the soft tyre.
So, James Killer, the fastest man on track right now, and the gaps are starting to close. Wessel is starting to think about think about defending from Ghost Cam. Ghost Cam with a damaged front wing. Again, he's on the run of his lifetime with the podiums right now. Look at him.
Yeah, I was just about to say. He just shows up in the top 3 positions.
Why am I suddenly SFR's dad as 30 drops behind DCG? I think the medium compounded tyres are the better tyres to be able to run out there side by side. DCG not willing to give any room, AG30 not willing to give any room, and they're bumping and bashing their way up to senior once more. This is DCG's favourite overtaking zone right now.
Side by side again. Can they make it happen?
Whoa! He's done it! What a move!
Well done.
I'll tell you what, if there's an award for overtaking in the same place 3 times, DCG is going to get several of them. He's doing an absolute sterling job with knowing where to place the car right now.
Yeah, you have to. It has to be said though, respect to the other drivers as well for
Oh yeah,
making it possible.
the drivers all racing incredibly clean. I don't know what happened on that first lap though. I think the soft compound tyres are starting to go off. DB into pit lane on the softs, and now Oliver's going to go round the outside of JD Savo as we hear the siren whirring as someone does come into pit lane. It's DB in the Mercedes. Racing Podge though, he's in a real bit of trouble right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. James Killer has caught up Ghost Cam at a rate of knots here. He's in DRS already.
I think we've got some serious things with the tyre choice right now, and I think the medium compound tyres are a better choice to be on at this moment in time. Collins the God jumping in the chat saying that he thinks James Killer's going to get a win tonight. That would be an absolute marvel to see him up there, and it would be brilliant to see the 24 car take a win as AG City drops behind Oliver. I think, whoa, as I dropped my phone, I think we are at the point now. Oliver back up the inside. Oh, side by side, AG City bashing the Ferrari. Little unnecessary, but still good as he hits the bodywork, and they're still side by side through Senior, and Oliver's showing that he can overtake in Senior as well. Look at James Killer. Half a second. Under half a second.
He's caught up 2.5 seconds in less than a lap, basically.
So goes Cam to pit lane.
Oh,
same with Wessel. But Alco continue on. James Killer is the man now on the charge. Started in P5 in this race, I believe. No, so he's on the alternate strategy. He's been the alternate strategy ever since the start, hasn't
he? Yeah, he has.
Side by side action.
2/10 quicker than Alco this lap.
AG30 to the inside line on Oliver, the number 19 Ferrari, holding the outside line, trying to get up and underneath the Mercedes. He's got the better traction. The Mercedes is really quick in a straight line, but struggling everywhere else. What can Oliver do? He's looking to the inside line, thinking about a dive bomb, trying to make AG30 very worried.
Trying to unsettle him there. Can he get him? Oh, he gets the run out on the straight.
Hook now with penalty. Track limits are becoming a bit flirty right now. DRS is going to open. Whoa, Sergio, late move to the inside to defend. But Oliver's not going to be deterred by it. Oliver with the charge of a lifetime, showing that the Ferrari has some pace. Sebastian Vettel learned from this man here. Oh, just silently insulting F1 drivers on that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's only lap 6. It feels like there's so much action right now.
I think we've had action for a whole race, to be honest.
High grade B, think you about it on the inside of James Hook. James Hook, though, is the better at the brakes that time. And Ghost Cam, who's on the hard compounded tyres, I think he might be looking to try and make this the end of the race now.
As Alco continues on for another lap. Losing a lot of time to James Killer.
Ghost Cam, think you move at Senior, deciding not to, though, as DB is getting closer to the back of Fittle. Then he's like, high grade B's gone very wide.
As Ghost Cam says, thank you very much.
So high grade dropping behind that, and actually Ghost Cam looking for traction difference between him and James Hook. Same compounded tyres, but once by that order. Look at the commitment on the brakes though from the Alfa Romeo, and he does just skirt at the inside. And now high grade's going to think, right, can I get through? Can I play too?
You're trying to find a way through. James Hook doesn't get the benefit of the DRS. It goes high grade down the inside. James Hook much better on the brakes through turn 1. Oh, he's got a bit of a punt there.
And Badger sweeping around the outside of Hook. I don't know what to make of that because I had an odd camera angle.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of hard racing. It's fine, in my opinion.
So now looking at the racing points, will they swap around? Will Energy Dan become the leader, or is DCG going to stay up there? Lots of lag from Dan tonight. Might just be on my end as we go back and look at JD. We're keeping an eye on the gap at the top. Actually, no, we can look at Badger. Badger side by side with High Grade. High Grade trying to defend, and JD trying to overtake the Williams. Badger getting through, and Hook having to get out the way of JD Savo once more. Alco's in.
Yeah, it was about time, I think.
Lee's asking what you think of my helmet designs. And I assume Lee's going to make a joke in a minute. As High Grade goes well off the track there. Sector 3's yellow flags are waving. It's James Hook. James Hook's in trouble. He's way down the order. He span up wide to a point where we probably saw Marcus Ericsson's car blow up. Takes out the 50-meter board just because he can. I tell you what.
I think he was off in Monaco, wasn't he?
James Hook.
Yeah.
I was going to say, whoa, McLaren's contact between the McLarens! And JD's half rattled, but he managed to catch the car! They're making me shout
It's
tonight.
not going to like that.
They're making me shout.
They're making you shout. Yeah.
Side by side for the Toro Rossos. Alco's on a two-stop strategy, remember, and he does slip past Blue. And the Toro Rosso, the two teammates knowing when to fight and when not to fight. Whew, now we can calm down for a bit because pit stops happened. Oh no, we can't. Look at Blue's closing in on his teammate. I don't think he's going to overtake him. I think, whoa, Blue's missing his braking point massively. That's the difficulty, though, of having the benefit of Slipstream and DRS. You can forget when you need to brake.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
The McLarens are going hammer and tong right now.
Yeah, it's quite
Lando,
clear, though. That
can you do this weekend?
Yeah.
Please.
That would be great.
Please. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. It's DB. DB is going to spin at the chicane. Easily done again with that high curve on the inside. Can unsettle and send the car around. Here's Wessel. So AG30 has pitted, but he was in a net P1. Net P1 though is now Alco as Wessel tries to get past Blue. What will happen in this Grand Prix though? Sector 3's yellow flag. It's High Grade. High Grade's had a half spin by the looks of it.
Kept it going though.
Alco on the charge. So the soft compounded tyres, incredibly quick, but die quickly. It's the equivalent of having a rat as a pet. Whoa!
Exactly. Whoa!
Commitment, as Broomy knows that he can't fight the charging ball that is Alco.
That was a dive bomb and a half.
Speaking of dive bombs, the Racing Point's still driving in formation, but Energy Dan's going to start complaining that his teammate in front is starting to burn up his tyres.
Yeah, it's trying to get past, but it seems like he can't quite get it done.
I think, to argue DCG's case, I feel that he's sort of pulling Dan along with the DRS. I think DCG is the faster driver right now, though we haven't seen much of the racing pair. The Racing Points. I wonder if that's going to still be their official name, because they're still...
The Racing Point pair?
The Racing Pairs. The thing is, they said that Racing Point was a placeholder name. And I wonder if they could continue... Oh, Blues is out!
Oh, no.
He's out in the barriers where he lost it in qualifying. His way is so far out that I won't even think about a safety car. As Xander now, on the back of Cersei's, going to start thinking, Cersei, his rear end's not happy on that Mercedes.
No, it's everywhere.
And nowhere, baby.
Seems like the hard tires aren't working that well.
They're not switching on, are they?
No.
Xander.
So the medium tire seems to be the better race tire.
Xander looking to the inside. These are corners where you can't really overtake. DB is apparently on a controller tonight on the pad. DRS opening on Xander's car, so he might be struggling as opposed to how he normally is, but he's doing well. Xander looking to the outside line. 30. That's all fair enough. Wide racing Porsche missing his braking point hard. Almost running to the back of the Alfa Romeo, knowing that he was closing too quickly though with the benefit of a double DRS. I think 30's weaving. I think that's weaving from the Mercedes, which is obviously naughty, I've just caught you.
Whoops.
Don't weave if you know that I'm on comms. I will see that.
We see a lot of things on these streams, don't we?
Yeah, we do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's weaving. You cannot. Him as well. And look at Xander. He just told him exactly what he thought there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
See, the thing is, we had this in Formula 2 in Italy, the official Formula 2 race. Jack Aitken was weaving, and I'm a Jack Aitken fan. I really like Jack Aitken. because he's British, but also because he's just a nice guy with a laugh.
Actually, so, yeah.
But did you see what he was doing on the straight? It really was not nice, was it?
No, he was weaving quite a bit, but he got a black and white flag for it.
He did get a warning, so he was warned. Jordan King wasn't best happy about that, but you know, you're never going to be totally happy. But Jordan King was so vocal about that, and I find that great. I mean, he dropped it in it hard in the interviews. But I think AG30, unless there's an element of lag from Surtees's car right now, I don't know. Actually, that looks pretty deliberate from what I saw. Racing Podge can get the breaking point right this time. He's a little bit deep, but it's fine because he can carry the speed through on this soft compound of tyres. He's on the back. 31 move. Racing Podge to the outside line. The next will turn to the inside line to go side by side, and he hits him! And Podge is round.
Podge really can catch a break, can he?
He can't. And he had such a good run in the first half of the season, but now he's really struggling. I've lost my thing. He's really struggling. I think that was a racing incident, though. That corner tightens. It's like Brooklyn's, so it tightens up, and I think that would be classed as a racing incident. I'm not sure. I need to see it from all compound tyres, and I think Podge's tyres are overheating on the rear end, as he did well to catch that.
Yeah, they would be after having a spin.
Savo has left his teammate long behind now, has the 14 car. Now he's looking to overtake Badger. Last week's race winner, not having a good run right now on the hard compound tyres. I think you're right, mate. I think the hard compound tyres are just absolutely awful. So it's the medium compound or bust right now for drivers.
Yeah, I mean, the top guys, the top four seems to be having still quite good pace on the medium tyres. They're not really getting caught by the guys behind.
I want to ask the question, how the hell is Surtee driving and texting at the same time? He's just written in the chat saying, I was lagging, not weaving.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
So, just a reminder, don't drive, even in a video game, whilst texting. I don't care. If you disagree with what I'm saying, you take it up with me after the stream. Don't drive and text when you're in a league race.
No, that's a bad plan.
It really is. Even if you're using voice control. Naughty. Tell you what. Report you to league.
Multitask.
Anyway, focus on the league race, Surtee. Don't smart mouth me in the chat. Whoa! Big trouble for High Grade B, taking out every Rolex board known to man. I think he had an oversteer moment there as we look at Surtee dropping behind Biffle. More contact between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. Right, Surtee, I'm not being funny now. You're not smart. Don't try it, because you won't enjoy what comes next. I've been on a hot streak of being very nasty to people, and I really don't want to be nasty to you. Don't really don't push me right now. DB on the back of Rumi.
Please remind me to not get on JB's bad side.
Oh, you should see what I did the other night. Oh, the driver decided to say that my steward decision was wrong, and I ripped him a new one and told him to get the hell out of the league chat. And he's gone.
Meanwhile, James Killer has fitted the hard tyres.
Yeah, now I saw that. Is that a good option? As we see High Grade pulling into pit lane.
Yeah, don't know actually. We will see. I think all those soft tires will drop off in
I think his soft tires are starting to go already. Racing Porsche has done 7 laps. Badger's wide, though, on the run to Mistral. And JD Salvo is trying to go round the outside of Badger. The gap closed, but it's all fine. Now the McLaren on pace has got to have the run on the Haas. It has to be true that the Haas will be behind the McLaren. That was terrible, but it's still going to count as my 1 per stream. Salvo trying to go round the outside, deciding not to, though. Trying to tuck back underneath him. And Bittle is out of the race in P12. A big accident for the Ferrari.
Yeah, he spun out on the straight.
That's a shame. GTG into pit lane, which will mean Energy Dan becomes our race leader.
Oh, as Energy Dan has gone off at the final corner.
Well, his tyres are absolutely shredded at this point. We'll see him pit next time round the 86 car. I think he'll have to 86 those tyres. Oh, more puns.
I'll just cross over that one.
Do you not know that?
His number is 86, right?
Yeah, but it's also an American term to do it. To 86 something is to get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
Commentary with Americans.
I learned something new today then.
Yeah, I quite like the term. I'm going to 86 that helmet, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Racing Podge, a grid, a 5-second penalty, bad to worse for Super Swede Racing Podge. I think he's going to be thinking, what's wrong with me right now? He's not doing bad, he's just had some really bad situations recently, hasn't
he? Yeah. He had a brilliant start to the season. Like I've never seen him before. And then, yeah, I'm not sure what's happened. It's a shame, really.
No.
We're all rooting for him.
Drivers should be focused on the racing, not telling their friends or their brothers or anyone in their life to text for them in the league chat. One more message from the account AG13, I will put you in timeout. I'm not interested anymore. You drive or you watch the stream. Take your pick. Energy down into pit lane. I think, look at James Killer. He's our net leader right now in P3.
He is, yeah. And it's catching...
he's leading! Well. James Killer is leading after starting in P5 here in... I believe he's starting in P5, here in Paul Ricard. And will this be Red Bull's first win in a while in SFR?
One can hope.
Says the Haas driver.
You know.
Energy down, slipping right in front of Ghost Cam, and that's fine. James Hook, unfortunately, out of the session in P16. I think spinning out on the straight as well. Energy down under pressure from Ghost Cam. Ghost Cam with heated up tyres. Energy down with fresh tyres. Out of pit lane, has a moment to heat them up. Ghost Cam cutting the chicane a little bit. I tell you what, you know when you see those polystyrene boards blow up? In reality, is that they're thinking, oh, in real life it's not like that. Oh, Ghost Cam having an oversteer moment. You think in reality it's not like that. I was marshalling and there was a Formula 2 accident, classic Formula 2 accident, where someone actually took the board out. And I tell you what, it really is like that. Back to the inside of Ghost Cam, the American having to put a pressure on. He's gone way too deep. But Savo's doing a really good job right now. He's been on almost every lap we've seen him.
Yeah. He's involved in every battle of on the track, it seems.
Badger thinking about moving senior, cannot get it through. As we look on board with Savo, can Badger get through? He decides not to. He's drifting out wide. Badger's in trouble. The 48 car has left the door open. Savo's taking it out, and you see Pro on around after an inopportune move has resulted in him spinning around the Ferrari. He is instead Vettel's car. Watch out for the contact!
Oh no!
And Xander's out. Oh, virtual safety car instantly deployed for the wreckage that is Xander and Oliver, and Xander's steering wheel is about to get thrown as Kimi Räikkönen doesn't want that one. Oh dear.
Oh dearie me.
Thank goodness neither of us are Alfa Romeo driver because we'd have to pay for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. I think... And you know what? I'm going to withdraw judgment on that. Because I think that was just an accident. Nothing more than a mistake.
Yeah.
James Killer, best position right now in P1 ahead of DCG in P2. Wessel is in P3, so a great podium so far. DCG coming back after a difficult race, but Wessel looking to get back through. Energy Dan, he's not far away. He could be on for a podium site as well.
He could, yeah.
Back to Green Flag Racing here in France. And Badger with a time penalty instantly powering out the corner a little bit early. Excuse me. It was an optimistic re-entry, Philippe. Philippe? I'm going to say Philippe. It really was. Philippe. Thank you. Sorry. It's the advantage of having a Swedish guy next to me. Not Swiss. You're not Swiss. That's an insult. You turn up in wars. Let's behave. I'm bad today, aren't I?
Yeah.
12 laps to go of this Paul Ricard circuit. 12 more tours. And James Killer right now is in the best position. He doesn't need to overdrive that car. He just needs to make that car a little bit wider than the Racing Point in P2.
Yeah, Badger and Ghost Cam, who managed to squeeze in a pit stop during the virtual safety car period.
Sven now jumping in here saying you can fool with Sven, the GP3 master. Spoilers. You've got 21 rounds before you get that title. DRS open on Badger's car. I think his pace has near enough disappeared on a medium compound of tyres. He's struggling to get past the American in front, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Ghost Cam is very quick in
Whoa!
straight line. Ooh,
No, he's not!
The back end.
The number 6 car having a major oversteer, and Badger's going to take the idea. Again, much like Brooklyn's, that corner does tighten up. So the entry is quite wide, but it tightens up pretty hard.
Yeah, it does.
So that's why I'm reserving judgment on people crossing over, people crossing people in that track. DRS is going to open
a very good
Badger's car. We didn't have the overseer that Ghost Cam had. Ghost Cam running him down towards the edge of the track. Badger saying no. Gary is going to try it, and Cam is going to have to stay there. And Cam had to commit to the outside line. Now he's going to try and get a better run. He has got the better run, but the rear end is sliding on the Alfa Romeo, and Gary is still in P8. I love calling him Gary. As you look at the back, Brumi and AG30 going side by side. We're going to jump back up though. Ghost Cam thinking about moving senior. The rear end's so loose on the Alfa Romeo though. What are you looking at, Felix?
Just looking at Ghost Cam, I think he might have overheated his tires.
Brumi in P10 right now, trying to defend for his last position. Back to the battle though, that Felix is watching.
I think Badger has done it. Oh, he goes a bit wide.
I think you can get away with going wide here. You lose a bit of time on exit here, but Ghost Cam running on the curb with a not a penalty, sorry, that's Alco getting a penalty in P6.
I feel like Ghost Cam's back end is sliding all over the place.
I wonder if he's running a different traction model to everyone else. I mean, I run medium traction. He has received a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cuts. But yeah, traction is obviously a thing. There's no assist restrictions apart from braking assists and pit assists in SFR.
Yeah.
And there's the one where if you use the reset the track function when you go off track, I am going to sit here and call you a wimp if I catch you.
Yeah, I know.
Did you use it? And did I call you a wimp?
I did actually accidentally use it once, yes.
Commitment on the brakes from Ghost Cam. He gained some time, but didn't get it. It's more of I could just call it a wimp, but if they don't like it, as you didn't, you stopped using it, didn't you?
Yeah.
To call you a wimp.
I used it once. I rewatched the stream, and I saw that you commented on me doing it, so I decided not to. Ooh, Ghost Cam losing in the back end.
That Alfa Romeo is not happy. Go on.
Is he running no traction control?
He may well be, but it also might be setup related. I wonder if his rear aero's just not playing ball on this medium compounded tyres.
Okay, he's running traction control, never mind. Yeah, I think his rear tires is just a bit overheated.
In all this time, no, James Killer is actually extending the gap at the top of the show in P1. 7.4 seconds is the gap ahead of DCG in P2. Wessel in P3. This is shaping up. People who say they don't like the Paul Ricard circuit, this is the race you should watch. It's been really entertaining the whole way through. Absolutely brilliant.
Been a great race so far.
Holy moly, I've been enjoying this one. As Alco comes through the chicane, catching up to JD Salvo on for a 5th place finish, possibly a 6th place finish though, due to the tyre age.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see how high up Alco can get on his two-stop strategy here.
Badger's just destroyed a load of time on Pro Oliver, and we can see him move at the second part of Mistral. He is through.
Pro Oliver has front wing damage, sadly.
Ah, yeah, he does. So I think he had to. Pro Oliver knew he was going to lose that position anyway, so I think he just decided that through seeing he wasn't going to try it. As we look at the 22 car of Alco on the back of JD Savo. McLaren versus Toro Rosso. Honda versus Renault.
Yeah.
Portugal versus
team with
JD.
versus a former Renault team.
I hope McLaren at one point do go back to Honda, because I like the Honda engine. It seems that it's the only engine I can get any luck with in league racing.
I feel like Fernando Alonso has destroyed the relationship there.
Well, fire Fernando.
Yeah,
Fire Fernando.
enough.
There you go. Problem solved. You know how bad it is, right? Schmidt Peterson, who are the IndyCar team that they're teaming up with, are swapping the Chevrolet engines. That's how bad it is. And the thing is, James Hinchcliffe, who works for them, is a Honda ambassador.
Yeah, both in Canada and in the US.
So Hinchcliffe is going to have to find himself a new team if he wants to keep doing that.
Oh, well, the latest thing I read was that he's staying on for next year because he has a contract.
Look at Alco.
Oh, Alco down the inside. Trusigne gets it done. Nice move.
Okay.
He's got the traction out of the chicane.
What a football. I think you're being smart. This ain't football, mate. You can support a team, but you don't need to shout about it. You have been timed out because you've been naughty. Don't talk about football on the Formula 1 live stream, honestly. Wow, JD Savo's way off as he tries to get into pit lane. He is in the pit lane now. Does the McLaren car sponsored by Arrow, which is actually a partnership of Schmidt Peterson's, their main their main title sponsor. That's how you knew that deal was coming, didn't you? When Arrow appeared in the McLaren.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a big surprise, to be honest, because I mean, they didn't have many other options to go into IndyCar if they really wanted to.
Alco on the back of Dan, Wessel on the back of DCG. The final stages of this race have begun, and times will tell. We have 4 DNFs in this race: Blues, Biffle, James Hook, and Xander. And Xander, in quite dramatic fashion, will not make it to the flag this time round. Energy Dan has got to defend from Alco. Does he go one way? Does he go another way? He's sticking to the outside line. Alco is going to be brave on the brakes with his fresher compound tyres. He goes to the inside. He's through the Racing Point car, dropping to P5.
So the question is now, can Alco catch Wessel?
10 seconds. Wessel's on 15 lap worn tyres. It's possible. But Alco has to defend from a charging Dan. Electro Dan's stunt double, as we're making jokes. The admin of GP4 is looking to reclaim his 4th place.
What's going on here, then?
And I'm going to put you in timeout. Come on. What? When did insults on stream become a whole thing? I don't even know what they were.
I don't know. The last message was change your tires. I don't know.
Racing Porch, on the other hand, though, is not needing to change his tyres. He's on the back of 30. Thinking about a move in senior, deciding not to, though.
I think Porsche will be happy if he can manage to score some points today. Ooh. Tries to go down the inside.
He needs the points. His teammate is going to get a massive leap on the championship on him.
Yeah, he will. Ooh. So Racing Porsche always runs to the back of AG30.
30 one side.
The main straight he goes.
Podge is going round to the inside line. 30 back to the inside line himself. A suicidal move that has paid off as he does the Kvyat dive.
30 looks like he has front wing damage.
Racing Podge is going to bide his time. He's been in SFR long enough. Oh, he's off track. He's been in SFR long enough to know when to strike. And the Super Swede is looking super fast with his Super Honda car. More super jokes.
Can he get the run? He can. He's getting
side
squeezed.
by side on Mistral. Sector 2, we have a yellow flag. It's further up. As he's here, it's Broomy.
Broom is round.
Brumi has made a mistake. He's been given a penalty, and now Porgy going to have a charge on the Renault as well. He's going to have the faster car, but not yet.
He's going to sense the smell of fear.
I don't watch football. Do I look like the time? I won't be a fat guy who yells about racing cars, but I don't watch football. If I wanted to watch men play with balls, I go on a particular app and I go and meet them up. I join into.
Oh, go on. No, I think that's enough.
Making Felix uncomfortable since 2019.
That escalated way too quickly.
I don't like football. What's the point in it? It's so tribal. It's worse than Hamilton versus Verstappen fans. Oh my god, in a few years' time when that actually sparks off, can you imagine it? They'll have to separate the stands like in when they have like the Valentino Rossi
like
stands, the Marquez one. Yeah, like in football. It's going to be terrible. Sector 1's yellow flags. Oh, waving. It's not sure who it's going to be. I suddenly started breaking into a Scissor Sisters song there. I don't know what I'm on about. Oh god, who remembers the Scissor Sisters? I'm in trouble. Who has the best helmet in GP4? Ooh, don't ask me that question. I love Racing Poncho's helmet, actually. I really do. DRS is going to open.
Yeah, it's nice.
Brumi seems to be a little bit unsettled on the rear end there. Racing Poncho is going to run. Oh, it's been forced to the outside line! Brumi not leaving him any room, keeping his foot in! And Poncho's angry! Peter's not happy!
Oh, Surtees going to get him back.
Surtees is going to think he can get the points here. Times will tell, though.
Peter is fuming.
He's not happy. Look at the way he's directly pointing that Red Bull at the apexes. He's so angry with Brumi just after that move. And to be fair, it's a bit questionable. But again, the question is, was the gap opening? Was the gap ever going to open? Was Peter too ambitious for his own liking?
I mean, there was a gap, which he went for, and then he closed, so, I mean...
Questions,
yeah, you know,
questions we can ask
racing.
the admins, the stewards, not the admins. But questions we can ask the stewards, not the admins.
Yes.
Lap 24 out of 27, and the gap is growing at the top, and it's looking more like James Killer. Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, no, Peter. Don't do that. What are we doing? Oh my god. We're weird. Has James got any penalties? Well, I'm not going to ask anyone to look, because I want this to be a surprise. Now, round 2 for the Renault versus the Red Bull, and look at the speed that Peter kept. This time, Brumi decides to go well to the outside line of Whoa, look at look at Pro Oliver behind. He just did exactly the same thing as Peter, heading out onto the dirt and getting past AG Surtees, who's just going backwards with his 15-lap worn tyres.
Pro Oliver just kept his foot in.
Santino Ferrucci style.
Yep.
I have to admire his racecraft, though, as a person, he's a bit of a dick.
I can only agree.
Did you hear about what he did in F2? He drove... Firstly, he hit his teammate for no straight reason, because he overtook him. And 2, he had his phone in his car. He had his phone with him in a single-seater race car, and he was driving on his phone.
Yeah, I think while he was being towed in a paddock or something, but yeah.
No, he was driving up the pit lane with his phone.
Really?
He was in control of the car.
Was? Jesus Christ.
That boy needs a good smack.
He wanted to have a Make America Great on his car as well.
Yeah, well, we won't get into politics, because different views and all that. I'm not going to respond to that in chat. I'm not going to. Looking at Pro Oliver right now, he is going incredibly quickly to try and get behind and past Brumi. I think Brumi is also in the same situation as Surtees. His tyres are, as you would call, dead. So I assume that we'll be seeing them disappear soon.
Toasted. As Wessel has dropped back from DCG again.
I'm going to allow that, Clark. Oh, another moderator just handled that. Cool. No, I'm going to allow that, yeah. I think that one is it's a soft one. It's a soft swear. There's certain ones that I allow once or twice a stream. Nothing major, but predominantly we're fine with the swearing and all that.
Yeah, I think we're quite good at it.
Yeah, we're quite
swearing.
good. I mean, there's a few times that I've looked at the lap counter and there's been a slip of the F as I realised what lap we're on. I did say it, Clark, and that's fine. That's fine. That's the thing. I said it. You can quote it. I'll allow that. Pro Oliver Note to the inside line, thinking on Broomy. Whoa, he went for it. There wasn't a gap there. The gap definitely closed that time round. Oh, Pro Oliver's helmet's lovely. I've just noticed it. It's very much like the Sauber of 2017.
Blue and gold.
Yeah, with a bit of white on it too. I love that. I love that helmet actually. See, Peter, you got a bit of challenge now for helmet now. First lap of the race. Two more tools of this track, and the gap is only growing at the top. Wessel, though, could he be under pressure? As Oliver decides to, but decides not to.
As James Killer is about to start the final lap.
So James Killer heading on to the final lap after a brilliant race for the Red Bull driver. Hopefully we'll chat to him at the end of this. DRS is going to open it on the Ferrari as he's pulled to the outside line. He likes this outside line here. And he does get through because those tyres are as bold as I am going to be in a few years. Especially he's got no tread on them anyway. That joke doesn't work.
That's a very strange joke.
You can just hear Felix in the background thinking, why do I spend my nights doing this?
Contemplating my life decisions. Which I do every day anyway. So I mean...
Gordon Crimson doing one of the JV level puns tonight, saying that James has killed it tonight. He truly has. Right now the Mercedes side by side and AG30 dropping behind DB. Well, oh... Come now. That's not on at all. No, that is not on at all, Certi. No, I'm sorry, that is not on.
Is he going to retire?
That is absolutely despicable, what I've just seen from you. Racing Pod's retiring. You know what, Certi? You can get the hell out of this lap, out of this now. You can get the hell out on this lap. Get out! James Killer wins in France. What a win that has been. DCG, though, is going to finish in P2. Well done to him as well with some of the most spectacular moves in the Grand Prix. I'm going to say that he is my driver of the day. Well done to him. Wessel, fantastic run. 21 laps on those tyres, finishing in P3. Don't tell me to calm down in the chat at all. As an admin, I'm within my right to tell people to get out. No, I'm telling you now, I'm talking as an admin, I'm well within my right to say what I am. Racing Pods will be classified P12, and I will make sure that there is a strict word from the stewards to AG30 after what that display I just saw.
I'm not sure what he's doing now. Anyway. Pro Oliver is going to finish in P9, barring any penalties.
Well done to Pro Oliver. Good run for himself as well. Brumi will get the final point of the day in P10. Energy Dan dropping to P6 after penalties. We will have just a few moments before we head over to the thing. I won't show him on stream. I know what he's wanting. He's wanting attention. I'm not doing it.
Let's look at James Killer.
We're looking at James Killer now. Well done to him, though. He came out of nowhere and covers the god, saying, "Well done that he took that. Well done that he Well done that he
brilliant race from James Killer.
Yeah, brilliant race from James Killer. Brilliant race to brilliant race to everyone. They did well this time around. Well done to Colours of God actually for predicting it right, saying James Killer was going to win. But there he is, winning in GP4. Well done. What a Grand Prix that has been.
Great race. As always in GP4, they put on quite a good show.
So, 2 Red Bull and 2 Honda powered cars on the podium, but split by... Oh, Wesel lost P3. So, Alco
it was Alco on P3 from penalties.
I didn't see that. I can only apologise. So, correction of what I said. James Killer wins ahead of DCG in P2 and Alco in P3. Barring any stewards' investigations, I tell you now, there's going to be one. These are the results. James Killer in P1 ahead of DCG in P2, Alco in P3, Wesel is in P4, Badger is in P5, Energy Dan is in P6, Ghost Cam is in P7, JD Savo is in P8, Oliver is in P9, Broomy is in P10, outside of the points. DB finishing in P11, Racing Porsche will be classified P12. Drivers who did not finish this race, Hygrid B in P14, Hygrid B, Xander, James Hook, Bittle and Blues unfortunately didn't make it to the flag. Nonetheless, that really was an entertaining race.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure what happened to Racing Porsche there at the end.
Yeah, I think he competed 90%. He's going to get, he's going to be within, he's going to be classified. But I think he must have just lost the rear end.
Yeah, shame.
Well, nonetheless, we'll have a chat. No, Connors, you said later on. You said earlier on in the chat that it was going to be Killer. Let's see if we can get these 3 into the chat and have a chat with them. So, let's get James Killer in. We know he joins us for GP2. Let's get who else are we looking for?
Yeah, we know that he wants to have a chat.
My brain's just given up. DCG, that's who we're looking for. I think I've got it on there. Well, I can send Alco 1 from here. James Killer has joined us. And we will get, hopefully, I've got DCG on my friends list. I don't think I have, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go through the chat. Let's do that now. Jump onto here. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. To join us. And there we go. I sent an invite to all of our podium with them, hopefully. Leave this and let's go have a look at the Red Bull for once. We don't normally see the Red Bull in SFR. Get it on screen. Black screen, and Red Bull have joined us on the stream. Thank goodness for that. And we'll wait just a moment to see if DCG can join us.
Shall we start with Alco in the meantime?
Yes, Alco's third. Do you know what, Felix? Do you want to take the interview tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give it a shot. So, Alco, how was that race for you? Finished in P3 on penalties.
Yeah, thanks to the penalties, I finished third, so I should be happy, but I'm not. My objective was to finish in first. I was the fastest in qualifying. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting someone else being in the 130s or 129s, possibly. So my hopes were high. Of course, the 2 stops weren't the best idea, but I think if I use the soft tires twice, I could get near to the guys who were on hards and pass them on the mediums, but that wasn't enough.
Yeah, it did seem like the soft tire went off quite quickly.
Yes, my soft tires went off like in lap 6, 7. They were like undrivable.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I feel like the 2-stop should be good, but Yeah, you lost quite a bit of time there to James.
Yeah, that was that's what I think of. But in the first like what 3-4 laps, the soft tires were amazing. They had an amazing amount of grip and could get a lot of time off the drivers in front of me. But after lap 5, they started to downgrade, so it was barely impossible to catch them.
Yeah, still managed a podium finished. That's still quite decent, I would say.
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. Probably if the race had more like 10 laps, I could catch the second place. That is an if. So.
Yeah, all about the ifs and buts in Formula One.
Yes.
All right, JB, anything to add?
Other than congratulations on the podium, I know it was a difficult race, but you still did well to fight back up to the podium from struggling on that two-stop strategy. Alright, so we'll move on to the race winner. And Felix, what questions do you have for Mr. James Killer?
Yeah, James. What a race, what a strategy.
Yeah, I'd previously done this track in a different league anyway, so I knew what strategy I should run to win it.
Yeah, it seemed like you would know what you were doing.
But yeah, I had people in the party helping me as well, guiding me sort of what strategy I should go on as well, so that sort of helped me along the way. But yeah, it was a very good strategy in the end.
Yeah. OP one stop. You had some really good pace there after like lap 3 or 4. You were catching the guys in front.
Yeah, I mean the mediums are really hard to get going, but once you've got them going, they're just amazing to drive on as well. Especially when the softs start to die, that's when you can really start to push and attack the guys in front of you and gain time on the guys behind you as well. But the biggest threat was obviously DCG and Energy Dan, because they were running the same strategy as me, but they didn't pit on the same lap I did, so I basically had to play catch up. But ultimately that played into my favour. That one of them didn't pit on my lap.
Yeah. Yeah, great race. Next week is Austria, I believe. You looking forward to that?
Hopefully, yeah. Just trying to claw my way back up the championship standings and try and help Bodge get at least a championship in the constructors anyway. It's going to be his last season. So I want to do what I can for the team and to make sure Bodge leaves on a very, very happy note.
Yeah, that sounds good. JB, anything to
add? Just congratulations on winning, mate. I don't know, did you expect it from P5?
No, not really. I knew it was going to be a very difficult race at the start, especially with everyone piling into the first corner. I knew it was going to be tough and I had to be really careful. But yeah, it was very, very tough mentally, especially the penalty I got from just having like 2 warnings as well. That did kind of wind me up a bit. But nah, all in all, it was a very good race to have raced in. And I'm really happy with the win, especially after taking last week off. I'm happy with the result.
Alright, so congratulations to all 3 of our podium sitters, though DCG couldn't join us. Congratulations to Alco finishing in P3, DCG finishing in P2, and James Killer finishing in P1. You're now free to go off and do whatever you like, frolic in the Rose Garden. I don't mind. I'm going to go talk to my Swedish driver. Hello, Fester.
Hello, mate.
How was that race for you?
I thought it was brilliant.
It really was. An entertaining race. Quality drive by all the drivers, and it had almost everything. All we could have had more would be a nice big actual safety car to close up the gap, but nonetheless it really was nice and entertaining. So we're not done here at France though, are we, Fester?
No, we're not. Tomorrow's my turn.
Tomorrow, if you want to have a look at what Felix is doing, he's heading off to join the Haas team. He'll probably head down to go and talk to Gunter at the end of this race. And you're going to get into the car. How are you expecting your drive tomorrow?
Oh, not much. Just to do better than last week at Canada.
Thank you, Lord JB. I enjoyed doing comments for myself. Thank you for... I promise it's not me. I'll be on the SFR YouTube channel right now. Join me and Alex on commentary tomorrow night. On Wednesday night, well, questionable what will happen, but there will definitely be a stream on Wednesday night with someone for the GP2 division, and then Thursday you'll definitely see me once more in the commentary booth alongside, I think I've got you on Thursday, haven't I, Felix?
Yes.
So I've got Felix again on Thursday. Double dose of what more jokes can I bring out to make Felix feel very uncomfortable.
I'm looking forward to it already.
My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Felix, for joining us as always.
Thank you.
And thanks to all of the people to come in and commentate. Without you, the streams aren't possible. My name is JB. Make sure you join us for the next stream on SFR. Have a very good night, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra, guys!